to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taman.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your majesty.
And now here's your host, Jesse Martin.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy.
What was that, Keith?
I hate
Can you fucking talk?
Sounds like he got a hold of Jack Del Rio's game plan.
Listen,
I think so.
welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. I'm your host for today, which I happen to be Keith Gray. Also with me today are my homeboys, Jesse Martin. How you doing, Jesse?
Brothers from a different mother. Yo, what up?
Yo.
Yo.
And of course, down below, we have our Mr. Funny Man, John Taman. How's it going, sir?
It's going all right. You're not going to hear me do any of that brothers from another mother, yo, because I will sound as stupid as you expect me to sound.
So basically stupid as Jesse.
No, I would
Pretty
sound
much.
a hell of a lot worse than that. Look, we're the last people you can pick on, so I'll just go ahead and say it. I'll sound as white can get.
That's true.
Brother
Gentlemen.
from another mother, yo.
Gentlemen. Woo. We got a big one
Yeah.
today.
That was a whooping.
Yeah.
An ass whipping.
Yeah, we got to talk about this Bills game. You know
Wait,
what?
there
Let's
was a
just-
game? Or you
listen.
serious?
Have to.
Let's just dive right into it. I need your guys' reactions.
My reaction? Ah!
Yeah,
Don't make
Jesse.
it do it again.
sir, I think you're ready to explode. So go ahead and do it.
Like I said before, I'm just glad I'm not hosting this episode. I'm going to try to keep this short and to the point. One, we all knew we were probably not going to win this game unless a miracle happened. And two, we fucking suck. And there's no really sugarcoating this. And for those that jumped on me when I put out, we do not have an elite defense a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I got slammed on Twitter for that. This just makes my point. Yeah, it sounds like I'm patting myself on the back. I didn't think we were this bad. I don't think anybody thought we were this bad. I just going back to last year and putting the pieces together, we only played well when we played crappy teams and crappy quarterbacks. And that's what really worried us, coming in, worried a lot of people coming into this season. We're not ready for a quarterback. Okay. Right now, we are not ready to go out and get our quarterbacks next year. We have way too many fucking holes, way too many. So it wouldn't bother me at all if next year we wound up getting a journeyman or even a Fitzpatrick or a Heineke to sail the boat for the next year, because we fucking suck in all three levels of the game. And that's all I'm going to say right now.
I don't know if I'd go overboard that much. There's certain aspects of our team that we expected to be better, such as the defense, that are not, but I think
non-existent.
No, you're right. And there's reasons for that. We'll get into those in a minute. But at the bottom line of it all, the thing that kind of cracks me up more than anything is how all of us last week were certain we were going to get our asses kicked, except for a few people like, me. But, and then we did get our asses kicked, and now everybody's panicking and freaking out. Look, we're not ready to play against teams of this caliber. This is a team that is favored by many to go to the Super Bowl. Their quarterback is an MVP candidate. And we see why. All right, they kick our ass. They kicked our ass. They kicked our ass all over the field, except for the special teams. Fucking Dustin Hopkins, baby, play of the year. But I'm not even going to get in there. I've always told you, I like that boy. I like that kid. Good family, solid stock. But, I'm not going to go overboard on getting our ass kicked. I'm just not. Because when you get to the end of a season, you take everything you see and you take the best result, you throw it out, and you take the worst result, you throw it out, because they're anomalies. And this, if it's our worst result, would be pretty surprising seeing who we got coming up.
Well, can I bounce off that or what he just said real quick while the thoughts in my head. We have seen it progressively get worse as the 3 games go by. Something is not clicking whatsoever. We had the number 2 rated defensive back group last year. I mean, it's St. Juice had a decent game. What the fuck happened to Fuller though? We saw Ron Rivera talked about them. This is a measuring stick. They were measuring their sticks and it was fucking goddamn below 0 out there. They were tiny and it wasn't even close. I'm so fucking furious about what I saw on the field yesterday.
Well, you're looking at their dicks. You just
You're even about to jump in all serious. Well, the Washington football team, they were, I hear dicks. So, yeah, listen.
Sorry, penises.
It's okay. Stay politically correct, buddy. Wait, that would be political.
All dicks matter.
Jesus Christ.
All dicks matter.
Already off.
All right, I think we needed that after the ass kicking we got yesterday.
We're already off to a bad start here. Listen.
I disagree completely.
First of all, listen, I think what's happening here is we're forgetting that this team was 7-9 last year and limped into the playoffs. Okay. Right. If you take a look at the teams that we played to even get ourselves in that position to limp dick into the playoffs, we're still not there. I think what happened is we got overly excited, as we always do every offseason with the pickups. You think
Ashburn in yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. Ashburn syndrome. And then what happens is you start the season and you start seeing some realities. And you're 100% correct, John, when you say, we all knew that we were going to lose this game.
Yeah.
So why people are trashing the team and basically all hope is lost and everyone's jumping ledges now, I think is a bit premature. At the end of the day, we're not going to beat a team that was 1 win from hitting the Super Bowl last season. And that's just the way it is. Now, with that being said, you would hope that the team that you're looking for, you would see some improvement. You would see all that talk of that top 5 defense. You would think that, when your D players are saying, hey, they're going to hit the sack record and stuff like that. Yeah, you're getting the fans excited because you are, hyping up the squad, but there's always a reality to a perception, right? And the reality is this: we are not a good team. We still have a lot of work to do in order to become that good team. What happens when we lose games like this is we tend to go overboard and we tend to look at all aspects. We tend to, measure gameplay on both sides of the field. Listen, if we were winning, we wouldn't be doing any of that. We would just be excited. We would be celebrating. But I had the perception that I had of what I thought reality was going to be in week 2 when we barely beat the Giants. And we were celebrating there like we won a Super Bowl, which is fine.
We should be 0-3 right now.
And
to be honest,
I don't want to say we should, but we could be.
Nah.
Everything
is what
celebrated.
It is. We earned the win.
But we celebrated like we won a Super Bowl. And it's understandable because we've been through some rough times for many years.
Look.
But you have to, get yourself level and understand the level of competition that you're playing in that next week. And we are nowhere near that competition. And here's the other issue before I close my statement in this is we went 7-9. We clearly weren't a great team last year. We limped in the playoffs. And here we are now playing a competitive schedule, and we are not measuring up to that competitive level.
I would suggest that we're playing a bit more than a competitive schedule. I mean, we do have every single freaking massive elite team in our path. And I don't think that I've seen a schedule that would look like that in a long time, first place or not. And it's because there's that extra game this year.
Don't
so
pretend
we get an extra whipping. We get an extra ass whipping this year.
We pretended. we pretended to be a good team to have that type of schedule, and now we're
we
at
had no
fault.
choice.
We're at risk. Well, we had no choice, but
yeah,
now
I don't think we pretended.
Right, but we did pretend because we weren't truly a playoff team, in my opinion, and I think that that's not off the wall to say. 7-9 record should not get you in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Somebody had to be.
Somebody had to be, but that means that our division was trash, and here's where we are. Are we going to say no to the playoffs? No. Are we going to gain the experience from it? Yes. Don't have an issue with that, but now you're going to get a big boy schedule the following year, and we got that big boy schedule, and we are not going to measure up to it for the rest of this season.
Let me say something about the schedule real quick. There's two teams that are switched from what the other teams in our division are playing. Oh, three. Okay, with
that's a big difference. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. One game. It's not really that big of a difference. For the most part, this is the NFL. Okay. We were told and bought in all off season. Okay. That this team is starting to get different. But when you go up and you want to play the big boys, okay, who have not been playing well the first 2 games of the season, mind you. Yes, they were at home, Bills Mafia, and you come out from 10 days off looking like you did. Questions need to be fucking answered.
Well,
because
they do need to be answered.
They could have and should have put 60 points on us.
Well, let's roll right into the next topic, which is, are we really this bad? I mean, Jesse, what did you see on the field? Was there any glimmer of hope in your eyes, or
I gotta be honest
that we are just this bad?
I don't think right now, and I'm taking the 3 games as a collective. Okay. I don't think we're that good. I don't think we're good. I think we're pretty bad, and the holes that we have are glaring. Okay, this is quarterback aside. I'm not even talking about the fucking quarterback here. Okay, we can have that conversation later. The defense, for all the talk of the defense in the offseason, that is our weak link. And
there's a massive one big glaring hole.
And that was supposed to be what kept us in games all season long. We were supposed to be at least competitive in games all season long. Even with the big boys coming in, we weren't supposed to get our fucking assholes reamed out by a fucking
maybe
6-foot fucking steel pole. I mean, am I wrong here?
Yeah, I think in a sense there, yeah. This is a team that has the potential to kick our ass, and they did. So, but are we this bad? No, we're not as bad as what people are going to think. We have one massive, major, gigantic, glaring hole, and its name is John Bostic and Cole Holcomb. Those two cannot fucking play. They're out of position. They don't know how to cover people. By God, I saw a goddamn dude run right into Bostic's zone. He was standing shoulder to shoulder to him like he was waiting for a bus to catch a first down right in front of him. These guys don't know, and they are the biggest weakness on this team because,
I'll give you another one that should be lined up right with them, Kendall Fuller.
Kendall Fuller's getting roasted. They're all getting roasted because the quarterback has time. The quarterback has time because Jack Del Rio thinks, well, okay, we didn't get to the quarterback rushing 4 last time. Let's do it again. And let's do it again. And let's do it again. Oh, by the way, Chase, that freaking power move that you're using, keep doing it because it's not working. All right. So he doesn't do anything different. So when he does do something different, he calls up a blitz. He says, okay, Cole Holcomb, run right in there and get blocked and picked up like you're a fucking $2 whore at Fleet Week. All right, just run right in there and get picked up. Oh, we're going to run one safety blitz during the course of the day, and it gets picked up immediately. Fucking Jesus Christ. So what we're asking our defensive backs to do is what's impossible to do in the NFL right now, which is cover the pass on the back end. You've got to get to the quarterback. We can't get to the quarterback with our 4, and we can't get creative to get to the quarterback because our freaking 2 outside linebackers are the biggest liability on the entire team. Period.
Yeah. Not only did we give up, which we talked about, the keys to victory, on the last episode. Not only did we give up the big play, we gave up the middle of the field. We gave up the left side of the field. We gave up the right side of the field all day long.
Gave up.
There was no pressure. And the only true turnover in the game was it ended up being a non-factor, obviously as the game, continued. But again, none of that happened. And, we just got destroyed. We got toyed with the entire game. The Bills absolutely knew our weakness, which was the linebackers, and they attacked. Plain and simple.
For in the middle of the field like he bought it.
Correct. And then you've got Kendall Fuller covering 67-year-old Emmanuel Sanders. And Emmanuel Sanders
is awesome. He's been great everywhere.
We mentioned him on Friday that he was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Right. Or that he could. I mean, we give up a big play to him. Kendall Fuller should not have given up that play.
Big play after big play after big play.
Correct. It wasn't the only one, but that was the main one. Kendall Fuller's got to do better. You can't let that happen. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders is a good wide receiver, but he's not what he was years ago, right?
Super Bowl ring weighing him down or something, Fuller? Is that what it is? Hide that motherfucker.
Fuller was good last year.
Forget about it.
Fuller was good last year.
Yeah, he was decent last year, and then here we are
right now.
No, and that's the thing. They literally knew our weakness. They completely knew it. They game planned to it. You can tell, and they destroyed us.
See, this is why I have issues for the rest of the season too. It's so easy to game plan against our defense right now.
Right.
That if you can fucking throw a ball semi-accurately, you're gonna fucking just run all over.
Yeah,
you're going to throw for 300 yards a game.
Listen, there was a lot of plays too, and I know we're going to get into a little bit of Chase Young talk, but there were plays where Chase Young was doing his best Ryan Kerrigan impression. I mean, the guy was bullying, but just going right past the quarterback. Yeah. He just could not get to the quarterback. It was like he was just running past the quarterback.
Well, he's getting helped past him. All he has to do is use it's just basic freaking.
And your
uses momentum against him and push him around.
Sure, and that your coaching staff knows that your linebackers are trash when you're dropping back Chase Young. Simple as that.
Not only that, but anytime, like you said, if the pressure gets close, dump it into the flat or dump it into the right across the middle to your slot man or your tight end who's just standing there wide open, probably discussing the weather with John Bostic, who's looking around because he's supposed to be telling Cole Holcomb where to go, and neither one of them know where to go. I watched I retweeted a piece of video today of a 3rd down and 2. Emmanuel Sanders runs right across the field. Cole Holcomb drops 10 fucking yards and vacates the whole area. They don't know what to do.
Right.
So, Rivera's telling us last week that John Bostic's out there telling Cole Holcomb what to do. Well, he doesn't know what the fuck to do. Who's telling them what the fuck to do?
And listen, we called it. We said last episode, Beasley's going to be the big problem.
Yeah, what did he have? 11. He had 11 receptions yesterday.
Yeah, and it was almost damn near in one series. I mean, he was they just kept tossing him the ball like it was nothing.
What we can infer from this is Sean McDermott listens to the show.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
Right.
Nice to see
Absolutely.
McDermott. God damn it, McDermott. Right.
Any more thoughts on that one, guys?
No, I mean the linebackers are just bad. But go ahead, Jesse.
No, I think I'm trying to figure out what's going on because we weren't great last year in that department, but we weren't this bad last year. And it's not just Sean Dion Hamilton. Okay.
No.
Although
I'd love to see him right now.
Something is not clicking because
bring me Moreland.
Sally Dion Hamilton, I'll take. I don't care. Anybody's.
I mean, should at this point put in Samus Reyes. I mean, hell.
There's a lot of talk fucking about keeping fucking Collins down there because why the fuck not? I mean, he can almost cover.
He can miss tackles and freaking coverage just as good as those other guys.
Listen, and we're at a position now where they need to make that move with Collins, and we need to not coddle that man's feelings.
You need to stop fucking taking Curl off the goddamn. Our best player right now on defense is Cameron Curl, and they don't use him.
Right.
Tell you what, Daron Payne played like he was pissed off yesterday in the first half. He was mashing through people, but they were just moving him out of the way.
John Allen had another solid performance. It seems like he's the brightest one right now.
They're still
but again, nothing to celebrate about.
They're not collapsed in the middle like
Right.
Because those tackles need to collapse. So the quarterback can go to either to the right or to the left and somehow disrupt.
They had Allen. He got out of there a lot, and he went out to the left or to the right a lot, mostly to the right, and was able to complete passes because, like I said, fucking Cole Holcomb and John Bostic don't know that there's a running back just standing there in the flat waiting for that little 5-yard dump off to turn into a 12-yard gain. They don't even know him. He's over there.
Yeah.
So
he
was doing it to us all day.
For all the people talking shit on Chase Young, Montez Sweat is right there with him because he's not doing anything either.
Yeah. Well, obviously
Coaching.
the first move was to attack the defense for the poor performance, but let's get a little bit into the offense. And John, we kind of, we were kind of on the same page yesterday when, Heineke, had that, it was a turnover, but not really his fault. And I said, afterwards, guy came in and it looked like he put that bad play behind him. And again, he was, playing
He's
like
the least
a
of my
pro.
worries.
Yeah,
He
no,
really is.
absolutely. Because this isn't more of about Heineke, but this is more of what it looked like to me, because there were a lot of plays that I think Heineke actually could have broken the pocket and kept running.
Oh, yeah. There was
I'm
plenty
not
of time.
saying that this would have been the
Should've.
difference making of the game and would have made, a huge amount of difference, but it looked to
never
me,
know.
because you commented and you even said to me, you're like, sometimes it looks like he's staying there a little too long.
Yeah,
And
there's
so I
times that
started
he's got
paying
open
attention.
field.
And I started paying attention to that, and I was like, damn, he's right. Like, he was hanging into the pocket.
Wide open lanes too.
Yep. And I can appreciate that. Again, I think that was him trying to force bigger plays than what he thought in his head that he could get with his legs. But do you, Jesse, and then John answer the question, but Jesse, do you think the coaches told him stay on the running?
I don't think so. I think he's thinking a little bit too much. He's trying to protect himself so he can stay out there. I get that. Totally get that. We've had enough quarterback injuries here in Washington. But when the plays are there, you have to take what's given to you. Don't throw into triple coverage or double coverage. There was multiple times where he had fucking running lanes that he could have easily gotten
Get
down
10 yards, get 12 yards.
10,
Right.
12, 15 yards
even
down the field, wide fucking open. You have to take those plays. For Ron and Scott to be like, don't run. I don't think so. I think
I'm saying before game, though. I'm not talking about during game. I'm saying
be a little
before
afraid
game.
of Kyle Allen.
Yeah, I'm saying before game, where was he told potentially to back off from running so much and try to keep himself in the pocket?
He hasn't really been doing it all year. If you really look back and think of it, I think he had a couple runs in the Chargers game, but he only rushed for like 12 yards, I believe. But he's been primarily trying to stay in the pocket and protect himself.
I think he's trying to stay in the pocket to make bigger plays down the field and hit his wide receivers. You can see sometimes he tries to force it to him. He forces Terry the ball pretty early, and that's good. So he's trying to get him established. But I do think that the coaches have said to him, look, there's you and Kyle and nothing else. So try not to get yourself killed. Don't take any undue risks with yourself or the ball. That said, hey, he ran his favorite play again. Fucking Taylor Heineke died to the pylon. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, so he ran that play.
You were looking too after that play.
That was a broken play. That was a broken play. It just happened to turn out that way.
No, it was
broken plays can be broken downfield too if everybody's covered.
It was the right play.
So get going. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah.
But after he did it, you're like, damn, is that shoulder okay?
Well, I hope so.
Get up, man.
There's things that I could see them doing on offense. For one, the same problem they had against the Chargers. They don't have time of possession. In fact, it was almost identical. The Bills held the ball for 35 minutes and change, and we had 24 minutes of time of possession. There's not much you can do with that. So yeah, if you've got to take it, if you can see the first down and you can run for it, take it and go. Dive and get down. Lay down. All right. he tried once and his knee was down just before he got to the first down. That was one of the only calls that the refs made yesterday that I completely agreed with. They made some fucking ridiculous, ridiculous calls.
That actually
the
went
freaking
throughout
pass
the league.
interference against William. Is it Jones? God damn it, my brain is fucking melting. William Jackson, Jones, Johnson.
Yeah,
Smith,
that was
whatever,
a terrible PI call.
It was terrible. It was a fucking offensive pass interference. He was just trying to hold on because the dude threw him down the field. Look, like I said, Heineke is the least of my worries. I want to see a little more time of possession, which is defensive problem. And I want to see, let's get Logan Thomas a little more involved. He's really not being utilized, I think, nearly as much as possible. Heineke yesterday, like we said, he's hanging in the pocket trying to look downfield. Well, fine, dude. If you count to 3, if you don't see it, throw it to the fucking tight end. Throw it to your tight end. Use it.
He's still selling balls too, though, and that concerns me. But a lot of it has worked out into our favor, though, because we do have guys like Logan Thomas that can jump and go get that ball. I'm
not convinced he's not throwing it that high for Thomas. Remember last year that one touchdown that Smith threw to Thomas was just that high too, because they know he can get up.
Yeah, no. They're definitely. I mean, obviously, it makes sense. You want to lower your interception risk rate. And if you got a guy that is tall, already tall and that can jump and go get it, absolutely. I mean, you're going to play that role before you will trying to sink a dime right into their numbers. I completely agree with that. Go ahead, Jesse.
Look, I want to kind of touch on that a little bit. Heineke's got to he's got to remember he doesn't have the strongest arm in the world. You have swirling winds in Buffalo. Okay, and he's trying to throw the ball downfield. Throwing them high, those balls are weak. Defenders are going to be able to track that shit down. So he's got to realize his arm is not that strong to be able to fit those balls in the window when he's not the most pinpoint accurate quarterback in the world.
Yeah, he's really not. He throws a lot of balls that are behind a guy. The one he tried to force into Humphreys that almost got picked was terrible. Towards the end of the game.
Really could have had 5 picks
in
this game.
Listen, honestly,
people were saying he's not a young quarterback. He's 28 and he's been playing here and he's been playing there. He's been coached a lot. Look, he still hasn't got a lot of game experience. And this is a first game on the road for him in a place like Buffalo with that wind. So
he needs consistency.
He's not my big concern. Yeah, he needs work. And
he needs consistency, just playing time. And that's the thing. Listen, with this kind of game, I would rather Heineke go through a terrible game like this in this type of game, because I don't think that this was a game that we were going to win anyway.
This is a game that we were never going to win.
So go through these terrible times right now, get it on film, and then you're watching it, for the next week, and you're seeing the mistakes that you made, and don't make those same mistakes again. Type of deal.
Let me say this real quick. Taylor Heineke had a bad game. That is pretty much 100%. Plain and simple. Okay. I mean, I never was part of the Heineke hive. Okay. But I really liked what I saw in him the first 2 games of the season. I think we all knew, or most of us knew, that a game like this was probably going to come. Let's hopefully next week against the Falcons, he can correct some of his mistakes and get back to, New York Heineke.
I think that's a get-right game.
Yeah, but agreed. And it's a perfect get-right game, too.
Don't tell the hive that Taylor Heineke had a bad game.
Oh, no.
They were pretty feisty on Twitter yesterday, blaming
You're out there saying he's got a little dick. So I mean, no wonder they're mad.
Let's look, man. He's not no fucking Drew Brees. Let's be out there. Let's be real with this. He's not a Drew Brees. Hey, he might have a big dick. Okay.
Look, let me just say on the case of Drew Brees, what the fuck is that on your head? What the fuck is that on your head? Jesus Christ.
Jesse, you haven't seen it, I take it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Jesse.
What?
Drew Brees just no, not you. Drew Brees.
No, not you. Drew Brees.
Drew Brees magically grew some hair.
Did he really?
And it looks awful.
Yes, they said, look, we paid for this for what's his name from Dallas, and he quit after a year, so you're going to wear it. You hear?
I got to look it up. I got to see it.
Oh, my God. I don't know why. Now we're on the subject. I don't know why these TV people don't let them just be bald. For God's sakes, we're all football fans. We're all beer gut and bald.
And it's no secret that Drew Brees was balding, and now he's got this voluptuous head of hair that looks awful. Oh man, it looks worse than Mel
Is it
Kiper.
plugs or it is a toupee?
I have
It's
no
a toupee,
idea.
and they say
Gotta
this is
be.
Drew Brees, and I go, no, it isn't. It's a guy that they think looks like Drew Brees.
It's Drew Brees.
Oh God.
Hey, it's 25, 34 set. Hey, wait a minute. I can get this play half off.
Glue Breeze. That's what it took to put that head of hair on.
Yes.
All right, guys, listen. Let's go back to the last episode where we did our over/under predictions for this game. Jesse, I think
Okay.
you have them right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's read them off, and we can talk about each one and laugh at ourselves.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke, we had 239 and a half yards. We all went over, and we all were wrong.
What did he have? 212?
I think he ended up with like 212 or 213 or something.
He was close. We weren't too far off.
Stephon Diggs at 79.5, and I think we all said over, and I think we were wrong again. He was under. He didn't have a big game.
That's because Sean McDermott was listening to the show and said, "Hey, Cole Beasley, that's a good fucking idea."
Sanders.
Manuel Sanders.
Let's bring him back from the dead.
Terry McLaurin,
That dude excels everywhere he's
69 and
ever
a half. We all said over, and he went under 61. Josh Allen. This is one we got right, all of us. 259 yards. And he had like 367 or something like that.
No, oh yeah. No, I think he was in the. Wasn't he in the?
He was well up into the 300s.
It was 4 touchdowns. Yeah, okay.
4 touchdowns.
Gibson, 65 and a half rushing yards.
Well, he got that just in that one play. I think it was a 73
that was
yard.
a pass play.
Oh, that was a pass play.
Play.
You're right.
Yeah, that was a pass play.
It's the second longest pass play in team history.
I said,
to a running back.
Yeah, to a running back. John, you said over, and Keith and I said under. We were right. So me and Keith have 1 point, and John has 0 points.
I have him in a fantasy league, so I'm going to go over every damn time. Come on,
you're a homer.
Yeah,
I am a homer.
No, go over.
No, we all got 1 point.
He's going to eat that defense alive.
Well, if they would have listened, because Sean McDermott listens to us. If the goddamn friggin' Washington football team would listen to us, I also said we should run the ball 33 times, and we didn't even come close.
Look, we couldn't run the ball yesterday. We got behind so quick, so fast. I mean, shit. Dude.
I don't know though. We did,
but we got back into it pretty quick.
We got back into it. Yeah,
and a big play, and then
as soon as we got back into it, they got back into it too.
I know, but with that win that was like that, man, you just got to keep pounding the ball, and yet you're calling plays where you're letting Diami Brown run.
Well, he's on my shit.
Yeah, that
like what kind of play call was that? Like, no, that's not our guy. We're not tricking anyone. Just fucking up the gut, man.
They tried it, and he was playing
a
lazy.
couple of play calls. I'm blaming that one on play calls. That just wasn't. Didn't make.
They're trying to make use of his speed.
Yeah, it wasn't on Brown. I mean, like, look, you can only do what you can only do with that type of play. But like I said, at the end of the day, like, just up the gut, man. Keep it going. Like, look. I know we weren't, averaging 5-6 yards a carry here, but we're also in a situation, and you're putting your quarterback in a situation.
You got to start trying to keep the ball.
Right. Yeah. It's a windy game, and you got to keep the ball. You got to eat up possession too. I mean, we talked about this. You can't, and even on that, that was a quick score. Well, I wish I would have looked it up. The
second play of the drive.
It was. So it was like, yeah, we were coming, but you can't do that.
And then we got that kickoff.
Right.
Then we got that weird ass kickoff and got it all just like that.
Right. And it all happened so quick. And I'm like, oh, that's great. We're back in the game. But then I'm looking, damn, we have so much time left for this good team to continue to destroy our ass. And that's exactly what they did.
I believe we forced them to punt after that. So we got the ball back. And I thought I was hoping that maybe we could settle it down.
I think they punted once or twice the whole
entire Every time we tried to gain momentum in this game, it was snatched right from us.
Well, that's what good teams do. But when Super Bowl contending teams, that's what they do. But look, I said Diami Brown was on my shit list, and it wasn't for those 2 jet sweeps that were miserable failures. It's more because watch him. Well, the drop, but watch him on a running play when he goes in motion. He doesn't even do anything. Once he gets out there, he stands there like he's fucking Jay Cutler out there. You know how he did it with the Dolphins? Just stands there. Dude, sell it a little bit. I know it's a run up the gut and you're not involved, but sell the motherfucker a little bit. Turn upfield. Try to take your guy upfield. Turn him, at least trying to get him to turn his back. He's playing lazy, and that I don't like.
Well, hopefully Curtis Samuel will be back soon. I know people are clamoring for Cam Sims, and I'm going to say it right now. I don't want Cam Sims on the field either.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. Cam
They
Sims
gave
is
him
not.
an end around.
Everybody's like, "Oh, put Cam Sims." Cam Sims sucks. I'm sorry. He's not very good. That's why he's not on the field.
I'd rather see him than Humphreys at the moment. At least split time. At least split
I actually
time.
agree with that.
You know, he's tall, he's big, he's had 2 targets, he's caught 1. And they gave him a jet sweep the other day, and he ran like hell with it, man.
I think he's fumbled this
year, too. He's only had 3 opportunities. He's been playing a lot of special teams. No, I don't think so. But now I'm thinking about it, but no, I don't think so. Yesterday he had one pass that he didn't get, and then he had the jet sweep that they gave him, and he fucking fought like hell to gain 8 or 9 yards, man. He got like 4 yards after contact fighting through guys. That was pretty good. I'd like to see just a little bit more of him. You know, Adam Humphreys isn't showing me jack dick nothing except what I would expect out of a person named Adam Humphreys.
You're not.
Sorry to all you people out there.
I like Adam Humphreys. I do. I think it's gonna look the wide receiver sets are going to look a little bit different once Curtis Samuel comes back. I do believe. I think you're going to see a lot of them move around a lot because Curtis can definitely open it up outside, and he's going to be lining up inside in the slot as well too. So that will probably limit some of Humphreys' time on the field.
Can he help our pass rush?
Yeah, listen, again, I'm not even talking about, I know they were saying they were going to wait and evaluate on Wednesday. And listen, I don't want to hear it anymore about Samuel at all. Like, just get your ass out on the field and help contribute to this team. And if you can't,
something.
Yeah, you can pound salt too. Like at the end of the day, like all these players, they're fireable. Like you can go. Like we're so stupid talking about, like, I get it and why. And obviously
Terry McLaurin is the only one that's right now not
Gibson
on my shit
too.
list.
Listen,
offensive line played well.
I'll take
yesterday.
Gibson too. You know,
I thought they played all right.
Yeah.
I'll take Gibson a little bit just because he had that big play, you know, and look, we need plays like that. But at the end of the day, fans are stupid. We've said this many times on every episode, and I am tired of hearing about, I don't want to hear nothing more about these contracts coming up. None of these guys are playing to those contracts. Look, that actually might help us out, to be honest, because right now, every single one of them should be cheap as shit, in my opinion.
Look, these fucking people that are out there that bitch about money and contracts, shut up. It's none of your fucking money. And what do you care?
Yeah.
As long as the cap is fine, then what do you give a fuck what they're getting paid? Yeah. I hate that argument when people go, this guy's getting paid way too much. Fuck off. It's none of your goddamn money.
First of all, fans need to quit worrying about what these guys are going to get in contracts. Listen, NFL is dirty. It's a dirty business. Mm-hmm. They're going to find ways to balloon contracts. They're going to find ways to keep these guys. I don't want to sit here and talk about 3 years from now, what are we going to do with these guys? Just shut the fuck up. I'm more concerned about what's going on week 1 through week 18. So
this is kind of why I'm so upset, as I feel like the team has sold us
they did
a bill of goods that
it's only the second year of what they call a 5-year plan. So
no, it's true.
Really ready.
Well,
we've got
the media also have been saying it too. And so the thing is we always tell, especially, a lot of national media has been hyping. And so because the national media are hyping,
they're still saying, oh, this is a really good defense.
Right. Everyone is always, when it comes to national media, everyone is always like, fuck the media. Who cares what they think? But the minute they start talking about, but the minute that, that they start talking positive about this team, here we are, and
they got to realize the national media is all about image. And Chase Young makes a fucking nice image on television, man. He makes a lot of good faces. They catch him saying a lot of fun shit when he's all mic'd up, and he's good for that kind of shit. So they're going to use him. By the way, just real quick, real fast statistic for you right now. Special teams ace Troy Apke. Anybody want to know how many tackles he's got?
Zero.
Well, with that amazing
just to throw that out there.
Yeah. Listen, since we were talking about money and contracts, we also got to pay the bills too. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
New from the John Bostic collection comes a fragrance for the man who doesn't know what he's doing. For the man who has all the questions. The tight end caught a pass. The running back is open in the flat. What? Tackle someone. For those days when you want to be out of position, or the days you want to be hopelessly slow to react, or both. Whiff by John Bostic. Available now wherever bullshit is sold.
And welcome back to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. Everybody, make sure you go run out and get your John Bostic cologne.
Whiff.
Remember, brought to you by the good people at Stench Menswear.
And wait, if you tell them that you know Cole Holcomb, do you get 15% off?
Oh, yes. And I believe they're coming out with a new fragrance for Cole Holcomb called Lost. Cole Holcomb's Lost from the makers of John Bostic's Whip.
I swear to God, I think we're the only ones that laugh at this shit. Oh,
Who cares? That's
Listen.
the beauty of all of it. If I can make myself laugh, then fuck the rest of you.
That's what I'm talking
That's fucking wrong.
about. Well, welcome back, gentlemen. All right. Well, I definitely want to get into this topic because I was super vocal about it, from this morning. It seemed like after the game up until about 3 p.m. today, we've seen and heard nothing but the Chase Young slander. I'm sure you guys have seen it. So let's just dive right into it. Jesse, how are you feeling about our second round pick? Are you feeling that this slander he's receiving, number 2 overall? Yeah. Are you feeling like this slander that's going on is warranted?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not happy with his play right now, and I don't think anybody should be, but I'm not out there. Liz, I stayed off of Twitter from about an hour after the game, and I haven't even really looked at it much at all today. But I have seen some people talk. Look, he's got some issues to fix. I think he knows it. We know it. The coaches know it. It just needs to be it needs to be dealt with. And he's, but by no means do I think he deserves any of half the slander that's being talked about him. I do go back, especially when he's been taken off the field after a few plays. Looks like he's tired. And I go back to all the way for missing OTAs. And this goes back to Ron too, maybe not pushing them hard enough in training camp to get them in shape. It's game 3 now, and they're still taking them off the field on big down plays because they seemed gassed. They seemed tired. That to me is I'm more pissed off about that than I am to what I see on the field.
I think that I saw a statistic this morning that Chase Young is actually one of the higher numbers in the league in terms of snaps played, or excuse me, on the team. Only Cole Holcomb has played every single snap, which is, again, an indicator that these fucking coaches don't know what the fuck they're doing. But he's not off the field all the time. But I don't understand why you're giving Smith Williams 30% of the snaps. Are they gassed, or are we just trying a situational rotation that they're going to stick with no matter what? My question is this. Why aren't they doing anything different? All right. I mean, I see Chase and I see him keep trying this bull rush. I see him every once in a while. They got to work on their repertoire. They've got to work on their tools. So who is their coach, and why are they quagmired like this? They should be improved. Look, Chase Young, he's in his second year. There's always the second year slump sometimes. Sometimes. That's very nice. But freaking Montez Sweat is in his 3rd year. This dude should be out there carving it up. And I want to know why he's not. I want to know why they're continually getting stonewalled by one guy. I don't want to hear that they're chipping Chase Young. I don't want to hear that they're doing this. I keep seeing him getting stonewalled mostly by one person for the most part of the game.
You go and look at other pass rushers in the league. They're on the field 90% of the time.
Right.
90.
Because the fucking league is a pass game, is a pass league. Right.
And they only come out when they desperately need a play or two breather, and then they come back in.
Unless you have coaches that are hopelessly
Von
stuck
Miller,
in the past.
TJ Watt, all of them, they're on the field. They don't come off on big third downs. They're on the field every fucking third down. I don't want to see the fucking sack twins on the sidelines on third and long. That's fucking acceptable to me.
Look, I saw one play during the course of yesterday's game in which Montez Sweat came over and lined up next to Chase Young. They had the 2 tackles on the outside on the right, and they had the 2 ends on the outside on the left, and they still got stonewalled. It's like, wow, that was creative, and it did nothing. It didn't do a damn thing. So, I mean, we said this earlier. The linebackers are such a glaring weakness. When they blitz, they're ineffective. When they try to cover somebody, they're completely lost, or they're 3 steps behind everybody, or they're in front of them when it's the first down is only 2 yards and they're 10 yards deep. So I don't know what the answer is in terms of what to do about this, other than that they're going to have to just start to learn to fucking win. They got to get out there and win. And I think Daron Payne was doing his best. I tell you what, in the first half, he looked like a beast. That was, like, you ever seen like one of those videos of like a bear and a bunch of the old Indians, they catch the bear, but the bear is kicking the shit out of everybody and they're trying to hold him down, and eventually they get him. That was what it looked like with Daron Payne yesterday. He was like the big cave. You've never seen when the cave bear, the cavemen had videos. I think they had Betamax back in those days.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but
you're showing your age, John. You're showing your age, and I know it's nothing but a number, but
I did learn.
You don't watch those black and white films anymore.
Very early in the game, and I hate making excuses, but very early in the game, there was some massive holding that was not called.
The first drive on third down.
And when I did tweet it out, our buddy old Larry Law, he was, you're making excuses already. Hey, I'm calling it what I fucking see.
Yeah. Who claims he's not Tim Lawler, by the way? I just let that one. Who claims he's not Tim Lawler? He's what are you talking about? Am I missing something here? Okay.
I get a kick out of these idiots that say things like, fans, if you're a fan and you're making excuses. If I made an excuse, it's because I have something that I can do about the outcome. I can't do anything about it. I can tell you what I think's going to happen on Thursday. And if it doesn't, I can tell you what I think happened that made it not happen.
Call it like I see it. They were holding, and Taylor Heineke didn't play very well yesterday. Neither did everybody else. It's not. I'm not being a hater. Someone said
they got handled.
Someone told me when I tweeted it out, I said that don't tell the Hive that Taylor had a bad game. Dude tweeted me. He's like, he said something like, why are you rooting for the team to lose?
Oh, fuck.
What in that comment? What does that say? I'm rooting for them to lose? No, we had a bad fucking game. Plain and fucking simple.
Yep, we got our asses kicked. I hope all of y'all can realize that.
I don't want them
to
get
get
their asses kicked. I want them to win.
Right. So my take on the Chase Young situation is I'm not surprised, but surprised. I'm not surprised that fans are trashing the guy already.
Oh, no. Not now, listen, at all about that.
Yeah, not surprised at all. But listen, there's a difference between being, criticizing and giving warranted advice about someone's poor play and trashing and calling the man a bust. And this is what our fan base does. Our fan base, we're so used to losing that you start thinking emotionally and speaking with emotion as opposed to logic. Did Chase Young warrant this negative reaction in the Twitter world? 100%. He deserves to be held accountable because you are the number 2 overall draft pick. You're expected to come in and make big impact plays from the start. And yet that's what he has not done this season. Yes, Dave.
But saying he's a bust is taking it way too far.
Exactly, 100%.
Because we've seen what he can do.
Out of your mind if you think that this guy is a bust. People forget that goal line stance where he kept.
Exactly.
That was Roethlisberger, right? That was the Steelers game.
Well, it was a Steelers game, but Roethlisberger handed off to their running back.
That's what I mean. You're right. The running back.
We've seen him.
That's an impactful play.
Yeah, that is a
game-changing. Correct. That is a game-changing play. Are you going to get that level every single game from this guy? No, you are not. That is just the reality, right, of it. People need to pump the fucking brakes on this whole bus talk, okay?
That's my fault. It's all my fault. I apologize.
It is your fault, Dan.
Damaged this fan base beyond any repair.
Yeah, with your
Hey, at least we're not the Jets.
Yeah, we're not the Jets.
We're not the Jets.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now that's a positive thinker right there.
I'm sure Dan wants to take ownership of that team too, and then have that team lose its name because somehow someone thinks that Jets is offensive. But anyways, back to the Chase Young topic. So people are just stupid. Bottom line, just stupid. And it's interesting because I tweet out asking questions, and I proved to myself, I wasn't really trying to prove to anyone else. People were answering them based upon emotion. Yes, Chase Young has been awful these 3 games. He has not warranted the generational talent tag that has been put on him. Yes, he deserves all of this, but pump the fucking brakes on this guy's a bust, because what's going to end up happening, and here's another thing too. Chase Young could have had 2-3 sacks and 4 pressures. Okay, let's just stick with 2 sacks. To me, it would not, even if it was on, third going into third into fourth down situations, it would not have impacted the result of this game to be any different than what it was.
It might have made a little bit of a difference. We'd have got beat, but not like that.
A little bit of difference.
They converted more third.
But that little bit of difference, though, all that does is get people to have their feel goods about Chase Young.
They were 9 of 15 on third down, 60% on third down, which, as Jesse pointed out last week, is 59%. Almost 61%.
Listen, y'all love my fucking
I was getting ready to get there.
My math teachings, my math lessons.
If he gets a few of those, you said 2 sacks, right? Let's just for pretending. If he gets 2 of those sacks on 2 of those third downs, that's 2 third down. That's 2 drives that are stopped, and we didn't stop him on hardly any drives. What did you say? They punted twice yesterday. Let me see.
I think it was
right.
twice.
But what is that doing? Because it's not changing the overall outlook of the game. It might be changing that situation, but
we would have got our asses kicked.
So what? A loss is a loss. I don't care how much you lose by. I don't care how much you're getting your ass kicked. That's true. Lose. So what did we really, yes, if I want to see anything out of Chase Young, I want to see constant quarterback pressure. I don't care about sacks. Sacks are nice, but you have other guys on the line that can get those. I want to see constant quarterback pressure, and you didn't see that. All you saw was constant run by the quarterback. Same thing Kerrigan used to do. It was frustrating, right? But we're losing teams. That fan base
3 times.
Focuses way too much on teams, on numbers, on what individual players do when we constantly lose, because we're looking to point the finger and blame. And Chase Young happened to be that guy, because apparently when you're a number 2 draft pick, we learned this from RG3, you better be at superstar performance every single game, or you're fucked with this.
Or make
because we're tired of losing.
Okay, look, I want to, just while we're talking about this real quick, I want to read probably the most intelligent tweet that I caught this morning. I had a good conversation with a bunch of people this morning, because I wrote out that, we all expected to get beat last week, and now that we've gotten beat, stop crying, because this is what we expected. Anyway, this comes from Fight for DC at New Era Culture. And he said, last week I told you I expected to not be embarrassed. I now expect to be embarrassed the rest of the way out. Maybe they will have a good game one of these days, but for right now, we are ass juice trapped in Jack Del Rio's tighty whities.
I thought that was lying.
No, he's definitely not lying. Yeah,
we are ass juice now.
Not even butt cheeks, bro. We are ass juice.
We are ass
straight
juice.
up
we are
swamp ass.
That's
Straight
right.
Up.
We are Jack Del Rio ass juice, and that's all on you, John Bostic. Whiff. I hear that's probably the number 1 ingredient in whiff is Jack Del Rio ass juice. It takes these little women from Thailand 3 months to harvest at least an ounce of it, so that's why it's so expensive. Anyway, that was a good tweet, I thought. Thanks there, man.
Yeah.
At New Era Culture.
All right, so I think we can all agree Chase Young is not a bust. People
no.
He's a young player. This is going to happen.
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you what, Bruce Smith's second year, he kicked the fuck out of everybody, so I don't want
to. We got much more problems than our defensive line or our edge rushers now.
You can look at Chase Young and these guys that they look at everything through an individual lens, and they see just Chase Young and they say just Chase Young. Okay, well, the thing is, our defensive game plan makes the offensive line wonder about nothing. Oh, here he comes again. It's the same thing as last time. Oh, they might try a little bit here and there, but when was the last time did you ever see him do a stunt yet this year where they bring Young around the outside?
Not since
I haven't seen any stunting at all.
Preseason.
Nope,
Or
no stunting
no,
whatsoever.
never mind. Yeah, they did run a twist in preseason, but I haven't really seen much.
They're very generic, and the only thing I can think of is either A, Jack Del Rio's been tasting that ass juice, or B, he can't come up with an answer for the Cole Holcomb and John Bostic problem, which brings me to C, which you brought up earlier in the show, which is Ashburn syndrome. And does that extend to coaches? How the fuck did they look at these two guys and say, we're good? We're good. We're so good. We're just going to have fucking Kaliki Hudson and David Mayo behind them.
You know, that's an interesting question because since day one on this podcast, pretty much Jesse has been talking about Bostic and how horrific he's been since day one, since I've known him, right?
Dude does have his own cologne, though.
So now you have this guy, and now it's not just Jesse that's noticing, right? There were a lot of people.
My disdain for Bostic goes back since he's gotten here.
But there was a lot of people that really focused
on for my wedding. I never did like him.
There was a lot of people that focused on Bostic and his play in yesterday's game, and so now I think a lot of people are catching on. So then there has to be
every tight end and every running back. They're catching in every.
Well, there has to be the question is now are we having faith in the coaching staff for them to even think that these guys are good? Because we are stupid fans. We're stupid.
Right.
No, we're stupid.
We're stupid. And that's what stupid fans do is they look at everything from an either or all the way 100% one way or the other perspective.
Yeah, but when it comes to
coaches
Bostic
can
and
make
Holcomb,
mistakes,
we're not stupid.
and they have made a big mistake with these two.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. They made a mistake, and I think they were trying to go in, second year in the system, hoping that they would play better, and just didn't do enough. We were all hoping to see a step forward from Holcomb. He didn't play this bad last year, but
neither
he
one of them
seems
towards
like
the end of the year played this bad.
He seems like he's just totally fucking lost out there.
Well, and that's true, and that makes sense too. And obviously, when you're drafting, Jamin Davis, they clearly saw that there's an issue at this position, and so maybe, you're right, they were hoping for a step up. But
listen, we have been
anything else.
I know, at least I have been saying, for Jamin Davis, it's not going to click right away. Learning that middle linebacker spot, it's going to take time to be able to make the calls, put the people in right positions. And we've been saying that on this podcast since we drafted the guy. But having
a nice play on fourth down
Bostic out there is just a straight up fucking liability.
But he's the one telling them all what to do.
Put the kid in. Let him take the lumps. If we're going to take lumps anyways, it might as well be him.
Look, I tell you what, yesterday on that 4th down and 2, they threw that little flare out to the running back, and friggin' Jamin Davis not only was there, he made the play and threw the dude down with some authority.
He gave his John Allen
down with authority. Yeah. So,
even though Jamin Davis, still isn't all there, he's our best linebacker right now.
By far. Whenever I say anything, or all you people out there on Twitter that like to argue with me about things, when I talk about the linebackers, he is excluded. This is about Holcomb and Bostic. Yeah. And you can't even bring the backups up because our fucking coaches thought so highly of Bostic and Holcomb that they didn't even bother. Remember we were talking earlier about KJ Wright, and the consensus was that his cost was prohibitive. Dude's playing for $3 million this year.
Well, and he's actually been doing pretty good too in Las Vegas.
All right,
look, anything looks pretty good compared to what we're seeing.
Move on.
Yeah, game balls.
And all of you people that think Peyton Barber should have stayed, shut up. Just shut up.
This should be quick. Well, Peyton Barber is actually playing pretty well too. But
anyway. He did. He had a great game yesterday.
This game ball segment should be quick.
Yeah, Jesse, game ball.
None. I'm not giving one to anybody.
I'll give a game ball to Antonio Gibson for the second longest touchdown reception by a running back in the history of the team. And I've given one to freaking okay.
Are you going to say who I think you're going to say?
No, I gave my one. That's enough. Your turn.
Okay. All right. Because that was going to be mine. And then my second runner up, I'm giving my game ball to Dustin Hopkins.
Oh, shit.
Dustin Hopkins.
Okay, that was a good
game ball.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And if people still
you were
think
gonna
that
say
was
him.
that was a missed kick, and they planned that shit from the beginning. That was just a fucking awesome
It was
play.
well
It's a
executed.
piece of luck.
He's
is
got
what
a
it
hat
was.
tip
But
from
hey,
me.
It was luck, but it was well
hey, you
executed.
take it, right? Absolutely. I always did
absolutely.
like that, boy. Go ahead. Look back in the past. Take a look. I always
Listen,
loved
with
it.
that kind
Loved
of
every bit
team
them.
and the way things were going, you got to try anything you can.
Kicking it directly into the wind so that you can catch your own kickoff is something I have never, ever,
Me
never
neither.
have I ever seen.
Listen, I
anything
even said
like
it. I was
that,
like,
and neither will we ever again.
I was even like, is that legal? What?
Dude,
Hey,
we
10
scored
yards
the
past the
touchdown right after
fucking 10 yards past the kickoff
yeah.
point. It's
Everything's
it's
open.
anybody's game.
Oh.
I don't know why people don't try it more often, man. There's so much space in between the fucking when
just
you get these
loop
fat
one in there.
ass fucking fullbacks back there trying to fucking get
Yeah, you kick
fucking
like a
Troy
20-yard
Apke should be
onside
able to
kick,
fucking
30-yard
get there
onside
like
kick.
Flash.
By the way, Troy Apke, 0 special teams tackles this year from our ace. 0.
John, who you giving a goat ball to?
The goat ball? Holy shit. Cole Holcomb and freaking John Bostic. John Bostic in particular. Cole Holcomb in particular. Those guys, well, we've already said it enough. They whiff. That's my goat.
Jesse, you.
Hold on, waiting for the roster to come up.
Bro, just say the whole roster.
The whole fucking roster. Look, man,
Everybody.
it's hard to pick just fucking a couple, man. There's goat balls to go around.
Sounds
Linebackers,
like a West Virginia picnic.
the fucking defensive backs, fucking Jack Del Rio. Taylor Heineke deserves a goat ball. We've been giving him game balls for, first 2 weeks. He deserves a goat ball this week. And I know the Hive won't like it, but sorry, he gets one too.
Yeah, my goat ball goes to Bud Light
Yeah.
for even sponsoring
Yeah, I mean,
Taylor
honestly,
Heineke because he straight up suck-a-key yesterday.
yeah. Well, he's playing like the fucking Bud Light that he took on. That shit's nasty. I don't know why. And then as soon as you take it on, you start playing like that. What's the matter?
I hate beer, but Bud Light ain't it, man. That's college. That's college shit.
Like, that's not beer. That's nasty.
No.
No, that's not.
Are you a Guinness man,
No,
John?
no. To me, Guinness is like drinking a loaf of bread.
No,
It
that
just
fucking
sits down in
IPA
your-
bullshit. That's not
No.
beer.
You
No,
guys don't do the
honestly,
darks?
I
Hell
have.
no. Ugh,
If I drink,
fucking
I'll
tastes
drink
like boot water.
not a Dos Equis Dark is not bad, but no, for the most part, I have peasant's taste. I drink Miller Lite, or I'll drink Heineken, which I do like if it's freaking ice cold. If it's
Ugh.
ice cold, it's good. But- Yeah, I have a peasant's taste. And to be perfectly honest with you, more often than not, I will drink wine.
Yeah, I get a couple boxes from here and there, and I'll put them in the refrigerator and go to town.
Couple of boxes of wine here. Got. Me and the fellas was having a box of wine and conversating about Taylor Heineke.
You miss 59, which is also 60% of the passes.
God dang it, that's why we hang around with you, Jesse. We always learn something when we was having a box of wine.
Gentlemen, let's close this train wreck show out.
This is Merlot. This is
Hey, we have a train wreck game. We got a train wreck show there, bud.
Hey, like I said, all the podcasts are variations of the same thing. So if you sat through this one, I surely hope you had a good time because hey, this is not so fucking serious. It's a football game. It's something we do on Sundays for fun. It's something we take a break during the day and talk about on Twitter for fun.
I almost put
yeah.
put my remaining tickets up on StubHub yesterday.
Well, I was
So
even
pissed off.
I was even thinking, like, God, man, am I really just going for tailgates now? Like, what
That's
else
what
am
I'm
I-
saying,
Oh,
dude.
cut it out.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
go for the-
Seriously,
the
I pulled up the
experience.
fucking app and everything.
See, this
Oh,
is,
yeah.
I think, was Chris's goal for me. He's like, this team's gonna suck this year, so let's bring him on as a hog farmer, so he has to be
I would
miserable.
Definitely
Hey,
love
shout
to watch
out,
Chris jump
shout
through a
out to
table.
Chris and Jeff flying all the way to Buffalo to watch
Oh,
a
They go
Haskell-
everywhere.
It's been a rough trip.
No, I know they go everywhere, but shout out for wasting your money. I love
Hey,
you guys, but
You know, it's a good crowd. It's almost Canadian, in fact.
Jesse, never have I ever.
Oh God, never have I ever been sold a bill of goods like this fucking team.
I find that hard to believe. You're a fan.
We're sold this shit every year. Shut up.
Right.
No,
They said
this
it was
year I had
tapioca.
fucking hope that we were going to be okay. We're not okay, and it's man.
Next
I
week's
mean,
a
I
get
went
right
out.
game.
I said, "Fuck it, I'm getting season tickets," and this is how they do me. Fuck y'all, man. Fuck y'all.
You're up, Big John.
Never have I ever. All right, that kickoff, for one. All right, the kickoff. Never have I. I mean, I've seen teams go down and recover kickoffs. I've seen teams recover kickoffs in the end zone because the other guy doesn't realize that it's a live ball. Nowadays, the referee is going to call it dead as soon as it gets in there, which is kind of stupid. But not only that weird special teams play, but we saw a 109-yard kickoff return or field goal return. Longest play in history. You can't go any longer than that.
Oh yeah,
And we saw the longest kickoff. We saw the longest kick for a field goal in history, 66 yards, from Baltimore, who had to barely beat the Lions. That was kind of surprising. But
yeah, the kicking game was crazy. That was for sure yesterday.
Yeah, the 109-yard field goal return, if he had made that field goal, would have been a 68-yard field goal, which would have broken the record that Tucker broke. So that would have been pretty fucked up if you're Justin Tucker and you break a record that's that old and it gets broken 5 minutes later. So never have I ever seen a day like that with special teams plays going on like that.
Tucker's just amazing, man. He's the greatest kicker ever. And he barely made it. He hit the crossbar, but still.
You ever heard him sing? The dude can sing.
Can he?
He can, and he can twirl a baton, and you should see him when it's got fire on the end of it. The dude's awesome. I had him over for we had one of those we had a luau at my house. We buried a pig in the front yard, and I had Justin Tucker come over and do his grass skirt dance.
Nice.
He was pretty talented.
Nice.
Well, my never have I ever is not actually game related. It is, however, being accused for stealing a tweet because I said
you stole a tweet.
Bud Light's about to revoke that sponsorship, and all of a
Somebody
sudden,
actually complained.
100%. Not only did they take the picture of what they tweeted, which was similar to what I said, but it was a Red Wolves / Wolves supporter who was waiting. He was waiting to find something to get at me with.
He's got your notes on.
Oh, and he definitely came for me for the jugular. And to this moment, when that man told me that I can go back to sucking Jason Wright's titty, I about lost it at that point. So at this point,
what's his name? Out him.
Hold on.
It's not my friend New Era Culture, is it? It better not be because he had the best tweet of the day to me.
His name is Chase. It's at MD Bobs, BOBZ.
Let me give you a piece of advice there, Maryland Bobs. Get yourself a fucking girlfriend. Jerk off or something. Holy shit, nobody should be this fucking tightly wound like that. My God.
Listen.
I'm the internet warrior. Let me tell this ambassador something here.
Oh boy, and he makes sure
he stole my tweet.
He makes sure he tests that ambassador thing, and he's used that before against me in the past too, saying, "Is this how you talk to people being an ambassador?" Listen, at the end of the day, I ain't sitting there on Twitter looking at anybody's tweets trying to steal anything. First of all, this tweet didn't even go viral in the first place. Why is this guy worried about what I'm saying?
Better not. I'll sue you. I'll sue you for everything you got.
I mean, like literally, I think he's going that route. I think I'm going to end up getting a cease and desist letter here soon.
In trouble again.
I have been labeled many things in my life, right? Even as far as you're a
tweet thief,
fan.
you're a fucking tweet thief.
But being a tweet thief is the first one, and so game ball to that guy.
Maryland Bobs, way to go.
Yeah, I will sue you for tweet thievery.
I
will take you straight. I will bring up a lawsuit on you, buddy, so fast your head's gonna spin.
Oh man, listen.
Intellectual property, pal. Look it up.
What an amazing thread, though. Go check it out. Anyways, gentlemen, let's wrap this up. I'm just trying to cook dinner, and I know that you guys have nothing else to do in your life, so let's I guess we can hail to the Washington football team and hope for a better result this upcoming week.
Hell to the team.
It's a good week to get right. Sorry, that was my Jesse impression. It's like
Yeah, we'll dive a little bit more.
Sorry.
I didn't catch what he said. Probably.
You just keep going, Justin.
We'll dive a
keep
little
going.
bit more into the Falcons, and y'all get another math lesson from me next week,
Yep.
or on Friday.
6
I'm sure.
plus 6 equals. I'm stealing this tweet.
Hey, listen, I didn't come up with this on my own. I've heard this on a radio station before, so I hope they don't sue me. But we ain't got to go home, but we got to get the fuck up on out of here.
You can catch us on YouTube and all the podcast platforms. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and leave a fucking comment. And yeah.
And you can catch
If
Jesse
Maryland
Martin at
JSSYS24.
I cut him off trying to do it on purpose. I forget. John?
at Bang Radio Hour.
And let me tell you something. If I see Marilyn Bobs make a comment, I'm going to steal it. I'm going to steal it, and I'm going to sell it.
I should just cut and paste all of
I'm
this.
gonna make an NFT out of it.
Are you going to use that money to buy Whiff?
That's right. I'm gonna buy me a new bottle of Whiff, and I'm gonna go over there and fuck his mom.
Oh boy, and you can catch me at KG Skins 26 there on that Twitter. Other than that, yeah, hell to the team. Go football team.
Go team.
Hell to the team, motherfuckers.